In this session, we are going to learn that how we can identify the web element in Cypress. We have already learned this thing in my previous video that using get method, we can find the element, but we need to pass the CSS selector in the get method so we can find it. In this session, we will see that how we can create the CSS selector. Okay, so first of all, we will see this thing like CSS selectors. Cypress only support the cascading style sheet, that is the complete name of the CSS, to identify the element. But it is not the only thing. If you want to use XPath in your Cypress also, you can use it, but for that purpose, you have to add one extra plugin for that. Okay, so I will cover a separate session that how you can make that plugin in your Cypress and start using the XPath also. Okay, so let's start the CSS selector. The first CSS selector is that you can identify the element by the ID here. So like you can say, if your code contains any ID, like I will take the example of Amazon, and this is a syntax. What is syntax? Syntax is that you have to write the tag name and after the hash. Always ID is prefixed by hash, and then you can write the element ID, and it will be the CSS locator for the ID attribute. Okay, so I will show you this thing. Let me show you this thing practically. This is my Amazon. Let me right click and inspect it. We can take the help of selector hub also, but let me select first of all select. And now I will do one thing. This is my, you can say, let me first of all click on this one. And now this is, you can say, well, yeah, this is my ID. And I want to write a CSS selector for that. So Control C. And in the developer tools, Control F, we have an option, and here we can write the CSS selector. So first way is that what is the tag name? Input. INPUT input. And after that, you have to high S, and then you have to write the ID. I've already written, and you can say that it is identifying one of one. So this is one way. Second thing is that you will see that you have an option that if you want to start with the ID only, you don't want to write the tag name, that you can also do. In that case, you can say hash and the name of the ID. Let me go here and let me remove the tag name here. So I'm removing the tag name. I'm only saying that hash and the name of the ID. So whenever you have ID attributes, it is simple hash and name of the ID attribute. Okay. So now this is how you can find the element using the ID attribute. Second, we are going to learn how to find the element or how to write a CSS selector using the class name. Okay, in the class name, only the thing is that instead of using the hash, we will use the dot for that. So now let me take the example, same example. If I go here, in this case, we have a class attribute. Yeah, we have a class. We have a class attribute. But here you can see that we are using multiple classes. Let me show you. Nav input. This is one class name, and then we have a space, and then we have another class name. So we can use multiple classes name in my attribute. That is a feature of the HTML code. Here I'm going to find it using the CSS class. So I will use when any one attribute. So let me copy only this attribute till here to this one. You can use any attribute. Copy this one attribute. This is one, and if you want, you can use this attribute. Okay, both are the attributes of the class. Here again, I want to tell you that whenever class contains multiple attributes, multiple values, it is you can say separated by the space. So I'm using one attribute here. So what is the syntax? I can first of all I can write tag name input, and then after that I can write dot here, and after dot I can write the name of my class attribute. So let me this one remove and let me write it here. Now you can say it is identified. Here you can say only the thing is that it is finding one of 600 because we have multiple attributes there, multiple elements with the same attribute. So, but this is the syntax for that. After this, after this you can say option will tell you that how you can combine multiple ways to create a unique locator or unique CSS selector. Okay, let me try one more thing. I can try another attribute also. Another attribute in the same one. Let me select. Select this one. And what is the another attribute we have? Another attribute here we can use the first one nav input. But I think it will also be duplicate. So I can do copy. Okay, now let me copy and let me use this one. Control F. And now I use this one. What is the syntax? We can write tag name Okay, now you can say using this attribute, I'm getting 2 only. So in this way, currently I'm just telling you that how you can use the class attribute in your CSS selector. If you don't want to use the tag name, you can simply write the dot and this one. So it will work. So this is the second way to write the CSS selector using the class attribute. Okay, now we will go to the next one. Next one is select by the web element attribute. You can say that ID is an attribute. Spell check is that we have other than the input, other than the first tag name, like input is the tag name, other than whatever is available in your tag, that is called, you can say, attribute. So if you want to write a CSS locator using the attribute, you can write it. It doesn't mean you have to use the ID, any attribute you can use it. What is the syntax for that? You have to write the tag name and then using a square bracket, you write attribute name and equal to attribute value. So I will show you that how it works. Simply go to here and I will use this thing. I will use this attribute. Okay, this ID. But this time I'm using the, you can say, attribute locator here. So the way is that you will write tag name, then square bracket, and then name of the attribute, like simply ID. In the X bar, we use the @, but here we don't use @. Simple ID equal to, and in the single quotes you have to write the attribute name here. And now you can say it is uniquely identifying one of one. So here you can use any attribute. It doesn't need ID. You are free to use any attribute. Let me give the example. I can use, you can say, I can use other attributes. We have any other attributes? Yes, we have a placeholder. So let me show you. If I want to use this one, copy @ I can write placeholder. And what is the value of placeholder? This is the search. Let me go and paste it here. Now you can see it is uniquely identified. So it is something like a XPath, something like XPath, because here you can use any attribute. What is the syntax? Tag name, square bracket, name of the attribute, and equal to, you can write the, you can say, attribute value here. Now we will see one more thing here. If you want, you can use multiple attributes also. For example, if you want to use multiple attributes, you can keep using the square bracket and use multiple attributes. Let me show this thing. I'm using one attribute input, placeholder equal to this one. And other than that, I can use the ID attribute also. How? Simple ID equal to, and single quotes, I can use the ID attribute also. So not only two, if you want, you can use multiple attributes to make it unique. Now you can see that. So it is going to work something like that. Input, placeholder equal to search name, and ID attribute should be this one. So you can use this feature to write a very stable and unique locator here. Okay, now we will go to the next locator. Next locator is that you can create the or find the element or write the CSS locator by tag, ID, and attribute. So actually, it is showing you that how you can use, or you can say, tag, ID, and attributes together. So actually, rule is same. Whenever you are using any, you can say, ID, it will start from the hash. Whenever you are using any, you will say that any class, it will start from dot, and other after that, if you are using the any attributes in the same, you can use this one. So I will show you same thing here. Let me go, and you will see that this is my locator. Let me make it little bit. Let me stretch it here. Okay, and now I can show you. Now I can show you that if I want, I can use some other things, like I have already start with the you can say that input, that is tag name, and after that, if I want to use the ID, I can write hash, and I can use the ID here also. Hash, then ID, and then you can see that rest of the things you are using: input, hash, ID, then square bracket, attributes, multiple attributes. It means it is easy. It is the combination of you can say tag name, IDs. If you want to use the class name, you can also use it simple. Instead of that you can write dot. And what was the class name? Let me copy. Where is my class name? Where is my class name? Okay, I'm not able to see. Okay, maybe it is, yeah, right side. Let me scroll, and I can use any class name. Let me take the example of this one, nav, and this one, input only. So I can use this class name also. So only the thing is that input tag name dot, input is the tag name, then dot, we can use the, you can say this. So in this way, you can say, let me copy, and we'll show you in a separate place. Control C, copy, and let me show in the one edit place also. Like you can see that I have created a You can say big loop here. Let me wrap. Okay. Now you can say that I'm using tag name dot. I can use the class name. Then I can use one attribute. If you one attribute, if you want to add one more attribute, you can write. So it is how it is working. It is try to find the element like tag name should be input, class name should be this one, the placeholder attribute value should be search, dot in and ID should be. So it is using multiple condition and it will make a unique locator or CSS selector for you. Okay. Now we'll go to the next one. Okay, this is match prefix of the attribute. This is very important. What happens sometimes you have seen that you are using any attribute like in case of ID we have a very big name, two tabs, search, text box. If you want to find this find the element or write the CSS selector, only the starting values, only the starting part of the text. Like I want to find only want to write ID where the ID start from two tabs, something like that. So we can use this way. How it is possible? What is the syntax? Tag name and the ID. After ID, you have to write this. You can say caret symbol, this one. Okay, and then you have to write it. So let me show you this thing also. For that purpose, let me do one thing. Let I don't make little bit big, and now let me remove this part. Okay, so how you can write is simple. I have written the tag name and then square bracket, definitely, and you have to write the attribute ID, and then you have to write the symbol I told you, that is the caret symbol, and then equal to, and you have to write only the few part. I will write TWO. I have written only two. I have written only two. I have not written the complete value of the ID attribute, this one, two tab search box. But still, how it is able to find? Because the meaning is that the tag name should be input, the ID should start. It should be start with. It is something like a prefix. The ID should start with a 2. If I will write something in between, like only write SEAR, it will not work because it means the ID should start, means the starting text of the ID, that is 2 here. So we write TWO2, anything, 2 tab. So starting part should be matched here. Now we will go to the next way. Second is that if we want to match the suffix, currently we have matched the prefix. Now we want to match the suffix, means the value of ID should be end with someone. So in that case, we're going to use the dollar symbol for that. Same syntax, but dollar symbol. Let me go and show you practically. I will use the ID here, but I will use the dollar symbol. And now here I will try to find out with the last word. So I will write BOX. You can say that. I have written the box and I'm able to find one of one means I'm able to find the element or I'm able to write the CSS selector. How it is possible? Because dollar means the ID should end with. ID should, the value of ID should end with the box. So you can say box is there in the text here. If you write text box, that will also work. Means it is going to match the, you can say, suffix here. Okay, now this is another way. Now we'll go to the next way. I hope you are enjoying. And now the ways that match substring of that too. It means you want to find the element, but you want to give anything in between. It can be from the starting, it can be from the mid, or it can be from the last, from anywhere. So it is something like that. It is a substring. So in that case, we are going to use the star symbol for that. Let me show the practical. If I will write here, suppose take the example SEARCH. You can see that it is not going to work because dollar means it is expecting search should be end. If you want to match the search in between anywhere in your ID, simply write star. When I write the star, you can see that now it is able to find the element here. It is highlighting and find the element here. So what is that? It is expecting input and ID should contain search text anywhere. It can be starting, end, or between. Okay, so it means it should work as a contains. Okay, I hope you understand this thing. Now we'll go to, you can say next, that is called find child element. It is also a way to find the, suppose take the example, we are on one locator, on one element, and you want to find all the childs of that. Okay, how you can find it? In that case, you can use this angular close angular bracket, or you can say greater than symbol for that. Let me show you that thing also. Okay, so I will go to here. I will go to my code here and let me show you. For that purpose, I need a good element so that I can show you. So let me find something where they have a good number of, you can say, child. Okay, I can take the example of this one. So I can take the example of this one. So here you can say that if I want to find all the elements under the form tag. So the name of the tag is form. I will write form, and then I'm going to write anchor bracket, I'm going to write div here. When I'm going to write here div, you can say that it is showing you one of three. One of three means under this form tag, you will say we have direct child. Only what is that? Here, this angular bracket or greater than symbol, only the direct child, which is directly available, not the child and within the child, not the, you can say, child or sub-child, only the direct child only. So if you go, it will find this one. If you want to see, I can show you. This is one. Okay, this is one child, this is another child, and this you can say under form. You can say this is form, under form, we have only three direct child. So this way you can find the only the direct child only. Okay, so now let me go to the next one. So here you have the option that if you want to find the direct child and also you want to find the sub child of child also. So in that case, instead of that greater the symbol, you can use simply the space between the, you can say, tag names here. Now let me go and show you practically here. I will remove simple this greater and will make a space here. When I will make a space, you can say this time you are getting one of nine. One of nine. Why you are getting the one of nine? So here it is a little bit tough to show you, but I can show you in this way. Okay, now you can say that if you said it is highlighting under form, it is highlighting this one. This is the direct child under the form, but also showing this one, which is a child of the above one. So in this way, we have a under different, you can say that we have a child. So it is showing the child as well, it is showing the sub-child also. If you count, the whole count will be, you can say that, nine here. So that's why it is showing you this one. And if I use only the greater than, it will show you only the direct child only. So this is the, you can say, difference. So and you can combine this thing. I told you can, if you want to combine, you can combine with this other thing, like you can say you can use what you have to see, you can use ID hash dot class name attribute. So this is the, you can say, this you can combine with this also, and you can make a very good CSS selector which you can use anywhere in your Cypress automation, in your even in your Selenium. If you want to use the CSS selector, you can use it because really it is very fast. Okay, but people are very comfortable with XPath. You can say that's why they use XPath in the Selenium. But in the Cypress, it is very important that if you are going to use the CSS selector, it will very fast. But I told you there is an option for XPath that we will discuss in my another video. So I hope you like the video. If you have still any doubt, any problem, any issue, you can put in the comment of this video. And if you have not subscribed my channel till now, you can subscribe it. Thank you.